On the inside supposed to handle crap like that? Deacon nodded. Yeah, but hold up a second. Why would you want to help take out a copper prospect? I panicked and had to say something they would believe. I hate those pigs. Every one of them. They used to beat on me as a kid. If I can be a part of ending one, then that's a good day. Deacon burst out laughing. Then the others joined in. Deacon smiled at me. I like you taking some initiative. You'll go along with Tonga. Be discreet, but take care of Marco first. Tonga and I rode our bikes out to Ann Arbor and walked into a warehouse. Marco saw us and flashed a toothless smile. He was taking his own meth. His missing teeth clearly showed us the evidence. Tonga grabbed him by the back of his head and slammed his face into a wooden table. What did you do with the missing meth? I swear I don't know what happened to it. The last time I saw it, it was with the messenger. He's up to something. Tonga pulled out his blade and stuck it next to his right eye. Marco started crying and pissed himself. I was terrified for the guy and felt embarrassed for him. Please don't. I swear I don't know what happened to it. You have 3 seconds to tell me or you go blind. Okay, wait. Just wait. Look under my floorboards. He pointed down at the ground. We opened them up to see a huge crawl space that opened up to a large room. There were huge stashes of missing drugs and cash everywhere. Marco trembled. Tonga, Prospect, I have an incredible offer for you both. That's why I'm willing to show you what's down here. How about I give you both $1 million each to keep this a secret? It's just cash, sitting right there. Go ahead and take it. Just promise me we'll keep this to ourselves. Cool? I must admit, I definitely thought about it. Then the idea of spending my life terrified of being caught brought me back down to reality. Then I grew fearful of what Tonga was about to do to this toothless bastard. Tonga took his time, looked around at years of what this idiot had stolen from the gang, then pulled out his handgun, aimed it at Marco's face. Oh God, no. Please don't. You lying, thieving piece of crap. I'm sorry. I have a problem. I'm an addict. I can't help myself. You're pathetic. Tonga was about to pull the trigger, then glanced at me, flipped his gun around and handed it to me. You do it, Prospect. Let's see what you're made of. I took the gun, aimed it at Marco, and then hesitated. My hand shook, my throat went dry, and I thought, am I really going to cross the line? There's no going back once I do. I looked at Tonga out of the corner of my eye, and he was glaring at me. Then I thought, well, at least he's a scumbag drug dealer. I'm doing the world a favor, and if I don't do it, I'd be dead before sundown. I closed my eyes and pulled the trigger. I heard Marco drop. Then I ran over to the side of the room and lost my breakfast. Tonga laughed at me. I stood up from the trash can and saw Chrissy's face. She was standing across the room and looking at me with a deep sadness in her eyes. I was mesmerized. Was it her ghost or just my mind playing tricks on me? I spoke to myself under my breath. Please don't be upset with me, Chrissy. I'm doing this for you. We rode back to the clubhouse, and Deacon and the other vultures all hugged and patted me on the back as if I'd won a prize. A few hours later, while everyone was out on a ride, I stayed back to clean the toilets, as prospects have to do. I mopped my way into Deacon's office. I was searching for any real evidence that I could show to my dad and the cops and take these assholes down. I checked to see if there were any cameras, then searched through every drawer I could and snapped pictures of every document I found. I had found a goldmine of information, so many records and transactions. Then I saw the door swing open, and Deacon was standing in the doorframe. What the hell do you think you're doing? My heart started furiously pounding. I didn't know what to say and looked so guilty. I discreetly hid my phone behind my back and slipped it into my pocket. He grabbed me by my neck and pinned me hard against the wall. I'm only gonna ask you one more time. What the hell are you doing in my office? He had that vicious gaze in his eyes that I'd seen before he killed people. His hand gripped tighter around my throat and I started to choke and see stars. Answer the question, Prospect. I just wanted to impress you. By doing what? Cleaning your office so it's perfectly spotless. He stared daggers at me. I trembled and started to completely lose consciousness. My fear was vibrant. After what seemed like an eternity, he let go of my neck and I collapsed to my knees, trying to catch my breath. That's the sweetest, girliest thing anyone's ever said to me. But how did you know? How did I know what? That I'm OCD with cleaning. I let out a huge sigh of relief. It takes one to know one. He nodded. Make it beyond spotless. I want to smell the fresh scent of pine sol when I get back. He grabbed his knife off of his desk and left. I closed my eyes in deep relief. Damn, that was close. I immediately emailed my dad and the cops every picture I had just taken, then called my dad and spoke quietly. Listen, you need to leave town immediately. They're on to you. What? They caught you parked outside. I told you what would happen if you did that and you didn't listen. Leave town right now. Okay. Later that night, I laid in my bed and stared up at the attic ceiling. I saw Chrissy's face appear again in front of me, but this time, she had a sympathetic look in her eyes. I could tell she understood everything I was doing, and tears flooded my eyes when I thought of how genuinely sweet and innocent she was, and these cruel assholes ripped her away from me. It made everything I was doing worth it. Then I heard a light knock at my door and opened it for Grace. Hey, sorry to bother you, but I found something. She pulled out a thumb drive and handed it to me. I had one of of Chrissy's pair of jeans, and I found it in the pocket, but I can't open it. I popped it into my laptop, tried to open it, and couldn't. Can I hold on to this? Yeah. She went to leave and I stopped her. Why are you helping me and not turning me in? These guys crossed a line with Chrissy. That's unacceptable to me. About an hour later, after I fell asleep, my door got flung open again, and Tonga barged in, ripped me out of bed, and dragged me down the hallway. What's happening? What did I do? He glared at me. You tell me. I was speechless. What did he find out? I have no idea what you're talking about. He shoved me onto the couch in the main room and started laughing. You should have seen your face. Deacon wants me to take you with me to that cop's house. We found out where he lives. I wanted to be sick. Deacon wants you to do it, since you said how much you hate cops and all. He's giving you a gift. I was dying inside, but put on a smile. Let's roll. We rode out to the house where I grew up. I was praying not to get spotted by any neighbors, so I kept my helmet on as we approached the house. Tonga took out his sawed-off shotgun and signaled that I head around to the back of the house. I quickly did, and grew terrified when I thought of Tonga breaking in and hurting my dad. I made it to my old bedroom window, slid it open because I always left it open, and snuck in. I stepped into the hallway and saw a light on in my dad's bedroom. I quickly entered and was shocked when I saw him packing a bag. In a panicked whisper, I told you to leave. Why are you still here? I had to wait to pick up a check, and I had to come back for my medication. I'm not alone. He knew what that meant. I heard Tonga's footsteps and quickly gestured for my dad to hide in the closet. He rushed in and hid behind his wardrobe rack. I turned around and saw Tonga enter. I anxiously pretended to be searching the room. He's not in here. Tonga pointed at my dad's half-packed bag on the bed. He's still around here somewhere. Did you check the closet? I stood between him and the closet and casually spoke. Yeah, he's not in there. Tonga stopped cold. I pointed to the hallway. Let's go and search the rest of the house. I signaled that he followed me, and he stayed still. You said you checked the closet? My breath caught. Yeah, let's go. Then why do I smell Old Spice coming from there? It's probably his clothes. Come on, he could be trying to leave. Tonga gripped onto my shirt. How come you seem nervous? I had to think fast. Isn't it obvious? We're in a cop's house on an attempted kidnapping. It's my first time. That made Tonga relax a little bit, and he started heading towards the door. Then my heart sank when I looked over at the bedside table and saw a picture of Dad and me from a fishing trip last summer. My spine stiffened as I prayed under my breath. Please don't see that picture. Please don't see that picture. Then, as Tonga reached the doorway, he stopped cold, turned his head to the left, and stared directly at the picture. I closed my eyes, horrified. I was busted. Tonga stepped closer towards the bedside picture, picked it up, and looked closely at it. He held his sawed-off shotgun by his side, and at that moment, I thought about putting a bullet in his back right then and there, but I didn't have it in me. My hands were shaking as I held my gun by my side. He turned around to face me with rageful eyes. Explain yourself, prospect. I raised my gun at him, and his shotgun was still facing down by his side. Drop your weapon, Tonga. A vicious smirk flashed across his lips. If you think I'll let some rookie-ass turd outdraw me, you got another thing coming, boy. I don't want to have to use this. Put your gun down, right now. Tonga stayed eerily still, ice water running through his veins. Is he your daddy? Your uncle? He's in the closet, isn't he? I said put it down. This is your last chance. I don't want to have to do this. You're some dumbass kid with a cop daddy. I was shaking, feeling overwhelmed with terror and an intense drive for survival. I saw him jolt his shotgun up, and I opened fire. He was such a thick, tough, relentless Samoan that the shot didn't seem to do much. He even smiled. Then he fired his shotgun, and I quickly slipped to the side and put 2 more bullets in his chest. He was still standing. Then he squinted his eyes. I eat bullets for breakfast, bitch. My terror grew because it seemed like nothing I did could stop this beast of a man. Then he took a step towards me, stopped, and fell flat on his face. His eyes were wide open in a cold, dead stare. You probably shouldn't eat those for breakfast, cause that stuff will kill you. I have no idea why I just said that out loud. It's not like he could hear me. I let out a huge sigh of relief, then jumped out of my skin when Tonga's body convulsed, and he sat up and grabbed his shotgun. He wasn't dead. Holy crap, what the hell? I immediately fired 3 more shots down into him and ended it. Jesus, what are you made of? I caught my breath, then glanced at the closet and saw a shotgun bullet hole through the door. My panic shot through the roof, and I quickly swung open the closet door and saw my dad sitting against the wall, clutching onto his chest. Tonga's gunshot caught him. No, crap. Dad, can you hear me? Are you still with me? Dad? He slowly came to, and his breathing was shallow. I called 911. We got an officer down with a gunshot wound. I need help right now. Help is on the way, sir. The reporters and paramedics were there within minutes and rushed my dad to the hospital. I waited in the hallway near his room. The doctor stepped out and addressed me. You're his son? Yeah. Look, the bullet nicked his heart, and it's a miracle he's still alive. We've slowed down the bleeding, but if I had to guess right now, his chances are not good. If I were you, I would start making final arrangements. I'm really really sorry." I felt a wave of intense sadness rush through me and stared down at the cold tiles. 2 police officers were waiting to talk to me, and we went into an empty office. The first officer reached out and offered me a handshake. I was confused by it. "I just want to congratulate the kid that gathered that much evidence against the Iron Vultures to bring these suckers down. We got your email and our lawyers are compiling the case now. We'll probably pick up Deacon in the morning." His cop friend wasn't as friendly. When he heard that, he turned cold, stood up, ripped open his police shirt to reveal a leather Iron Vulture cut. "Long live Deacon, and long live the Iron Vultures." I quickly stood up and backed away. My guts burned with fear. His partner didn't see what he was revealing. "What are you doing, Officer Reynolds?" The officer pulled out his gun, turned to face his partner, and put a bullet into him at close range. I knew that if I didn't act soon, I was a dead man. He aimed his gun at me. "Deacon says, he'll see you in hell." I leapt over the desk and slammed my shoulder into the middle of his chest and nailed him into the ground. We fought back and forth for a few seconds. Then I was able to bust through the door and run out of the hospital. He was right on my tail, and I heard him make a call behind me as he was chasing me through the underground parking lot. "Deacon, I'm going hunting for a rat and you and the boys need to join me." I hopped on my bike and peeled out down the street. I drove up the ramp onto the freeway. I rode several miles, hoping I was in the clear, but then heard the loud, thunderous roar of blasting bike engines. I looked in my side mirror and saw Deacon and 20 Iron Vultures revving their Harleys behind me. I hit the gas and took off as fast as my bike would take me. They were just as fast, and unfortunately for me, Deacon's motorcycle is seriously jacked up with rocket blasters, so no matter how fast I went, I wasn't going to outrun him. I sped across the freeway, hoping to reach an industrial area before them. The roaring sound of all 20 Iron Vultures cranking their bikes was deafening. Every other car on the freeway quickly swerved out of the way. They rode up next to me, and I started zigzagging across the lanes, threatening to bash into them if they got too close. "You wanna effing play? Let's play, you ugly bastards." I knew that I had to get as crazy as them if I stood a chance. Deacon's Harley sped right up next to me, and he aimed his shotgun. I tilted my handlebars and headed right for him, and he fired a shot at my tires. Boom! He missed by an inch, and sparks flew up from the street. Ah! I almost lost control of my bike, but something miraculous happened. I felt Chrissy's hand on my back, reassuring and straightening out my handlebars. She saved my life and was truly watching out for me. I managed to cut Deacon off and exit into a triangular maze of industrial buildings. I took hard, cutting right turns and quick slicing left turns, but no matter how fast I thought I was, they always caught up to me. I needed to pick a location and barricade myself in. I turned a corner and saw where I needed to go. Ah, crap. No way. It was the same gas station with the same old man behind the counter. I zipped into the parking lot, quickly dismounted my bike, rushed inside, and locked the door. "What the hell do you think you're doing? Listen up, old man. I'm not with these assholes. I just spent several months undercover, and I've just exposed them for what they are to the police. I need you to call the cops because we're about to..." Boom, boom. 2 gunshots rang out and blew out the glass of the front window. The old man reached below his counter and took out a rifle. "Get under the counter." I ducked down. "Reach into my duffel bag and pick whatever you like." I quickly called the cops. 911, what's your emergency?" "Gunshots being fired at the gas station on Rosemont and 7th. We don't have long." I tossed the phone, then saw his duffel bag, unzipped it, and saw a cache of guns and even a couple hand grenades. "Jesus, man. What are you, Rambo? It's your own damn fault. Since you were here last and stole from me, I wasn't gonna take any more crap." I nodded and grinned. "I'm kinda glad." Deacon called in from outside. "Hey, Prospect." "Oh, Prospect? Tonga's looking down on us right now, waiting to watch us get payback like never before." I looked out of the corner of the window and saw Deacon signal to one of his bikers. The same biker pulled the pin on a smoke bomb and launched it inside. The all-consuming smoke filled the entire room. Both of us choked and coughed our lungs out. The old man clutched his chest. "F me, I have asthma." He stumbled over and was hacking his guts out. I grabbed a grenade out of his duffel bag, pulled the pin, and chucked it out at them. Deacon saw it and quickly peeled out. Several of his other bikers weren't as lucky. Boom! Ah, crap! The scorching explosive fire consumed a few bikers and blew them off of their bikes. The remaining bikers all started firing in at us, and I dove for cover. I felt tons of glass shards and debris fall onto my back, and I got cut up. The firing stopped abruptly. I slowly lifted my head and saw Deacon walking in with a mask and a shotgun. Come out wherever you are, you little piece of crap." The old man was still wheezing on the ground. I was behind the counter. I just needed to survive long enough for the cops to arrive, so I ran down an aisle and ducked down down. Deacon slowly walked down each aisle of the shop while he spoke. I bet you'd like to know what actually happened to Chrissy, wouldn't you? I tensed up and wondered how he knew. My cop on the inside gave me a whole profile on you, pal. I know everything I need to know. Chrissy was a live wire, I can tell you that. I felt rage unlike ever before. Is that why you drugged her? Because you tried to hook up with her and she turned your ugly ass down? I made my way around the counter and finally heard the police sirens approaching. Then I saw several of the remaining bikers enter the store. I was way outnumbered and felt a chill crawl up my spine because I realized that I might die today. I took a step out behind the potato chip rack, hoping to get the drop on Deacon, but then saw Deacon's gun in my face. Gotcha! My heart burned because I knew this was the end. I closed my eyes and then heard a loud pop go off. I didn't feel anything, so I opened my eyes and saw Deacon staring at me with a shocked, morbid gaze in his eyes. I glanced down and saw a huge bullet hole in his chest and could actually see right through him to the old man standing behind, smiling like a schoolgirl and holding a smoking shotgun. Deacon dropped. Within seconds, the cops swarmed the shop, guns drawn, and took out any remaining bikers that preferred to go out in a blaze of supposed glory. I just stayed down and covered my head. 20 minutes later, the entire gang had been eradicated from the earth. I went to Chrissy's grave, sat beside her and put down some flowers. You can rest easy now, babe. Justice has been served. An hour later, I was pacing at the hospital, and after several hours, the doctor finally came out and broke into a smile. Your dad's one tough son of a bitch. He's gonna make it. I felt a huge surge of joyful tears of relief and hugged